welcome back to our channel, and today we are going to do a video on the top 5 things to do in the area that we went in Turkey.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so we're not it's not really like an order, because I feel like everything was just as good as each other.
Yeah, so it's not like
one ranking five. Yeah,
no, it's not.
So it's
it's
5 top things.
Order.
Yeah, because you might not want to do them.
But in that area that we were in, so obviously there's a lot of different things to do in Turkey, but the area that we visited specifically.
Yeah, so we went to Oludeniz beach, and we also went to a few other places. But there are lots of things to do, and that you've done some of them where I haven't.
I have. So there is a lot of things to do, but there's also a lot more things that I would actually like to do in future visits to Turkey. But
the things that we have done, and we can talk from experience then, can't we? So 4 out of the 5 of things we did, you've done 5 out of 5. I've done 4 out of 5. Yes. So we'll talk about that one first. So number 1 is...
paragliding.
Oh my goodness. When you're there, all you see is paragliders. They're just everywhere. They're just flying over the top of you, and they're really close to the hotel, aren't they? Because the beach landing bit's
so obviously where we were in Oludeniz, the hotels, they're all kind of like on the beachfront, and all the paragliders are flying over the top of the hotels. So when you're sunbathing at the pool, like you can watch them from your sunbed, which is pretty cool. And then also, like, when you're on the beach, you see them all coming down, and it's quite amazing to watch them coming down.
Tell us about your experience. Where does it go from? What do you do?
So I think the experience now, if you was to do it now, it's a little bit different in regards to getting to the top of the mountain, where the other top 5 thing that we've got will kind of incorporate into that.
So say what you did, just so they know.
How I did it, I think I did it about 5 years ago. So you go in like a little minibus up to the top of this mountain.
Yeah.
So I think getting to the top of the mountain was scarier than the actual paraglide. So I booked it a few days before I was due to go on it.
Oh, just so you know, there's loads of paragliding kiosks around, isn't there?
So people are all trying to sell you to the trip to kind of go paragliding. And it's a kind of like a once in a lifetime thing to do. It's a really, really amazing experience. So anyway, back to the minibus. So you're on this minibus, and then you are paired with the person that you're going to be jumping off the top of this mountain with.
So it's like a tandem.
Yes, so it's a tandem one. Obviously, you have to be experienced too, and have the right kind of training and whatever you need to do it solo. So I was paired with this guy going to the top of this mountain. So I was going up this road, and like you saw the roads.
They were horrifying.
Like, trying to get to that top of the mountain. So you're going up to
1,700
feet, above sea level. So it takes about an hour to get to the top in this minibus. But the guy that I was with, he wasn't the most friendliest guy. Everyone else had the really lovely kind of like people that they were jumping off the top of the mountain, and he was just so grumpy.
Was he? Maybe he just got out the wrong side of the bed.
I think because they do it quite often. I think he was just having a bad day. He didn't really want to be there.
Yeah. However,
however, you are putting your life in their hands, really.
You'd expect them to be just a little bit nicer.
Yeah. So when you get to the top of the mountain, you are at the jumping point. It's also a viewpoint as well if you want to watch people kind of like jumping off the top of the mountain. I always had it in my head that you would be literally just running and then jumping like right at the edge.
What you do?
But you don't. So you're that far up. When you start running, the wind lifts you off before you get to the edge of the mountain.
Got to run.
Yes, you've got to pick
together at the same time.
Yeah, to pick up the wind, to lift the parachute off. But when you get out the top of the van, they literally, because there's that many people coming up onto the top of the mountain, like you've seen it, how many are kind of constantly coming down. They want to kind of like keep it going, so they literally want you straight off as soon as you get off the van. So I thought I would have time to kind of like prepare myself, and I didn't. They were like, right, you over there. Right, get your parachute on. So they strapped me in, but I just didn't feel comfortable, and I was like, oh my god, am I attached to him or anything like that? And I was getting really scared, and I didn't have time. And then before I knew it, I was just off, because as soon as you put the harness on, like he's strapped in first, the wind picks you up, and then you have to run. And he was like, the guy that was helping put me in, he was like, run, like go. And I was like, what? I was just so scared.
But you did it.
yeah, I didn't have time to back out.
And that's a good thing, I guess, because I bet a lot of people wanted. But what was it like when you got up there?
So once obviously you're running, and then you literally in there, and then you've got like this wind tunnel kind of in your ears. But it was just surreal. It was amazing, just kind of like being like right at like the top of this mountain, mid-air, and then you could see like the whole view, like a bird's eye view of Oludeniz. It was really
Does it feel fast falling?
Yes. Really, yeah, it does feel really fast.
Because people say it looks like you're just gliding really nicely. No. Does it feel like you're falling in the sky?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It does. And then he's got like this selfie stick, so he gets you to hold up this selfie stick as well. So you have to hold it. So then he's taking like videos and pictures of you.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah,
it's really a good experience though.
Yeah,
would you do it again? Oh, okay, that was a good question.
I would do it again, but not in a hurry.
No. See, I wouldn't do it at all. It's not my bag because... So the second thing we wanted to talk about is going up in the cable car. So that's a new addition, isn't it?
Yeah,
they only built it a couple
now
years ago.
You go up in the cable cars, you don't go up in this van.
So that, I mean, I would go up, and I really struggled to even go up to the next bit because I was terrified. And like we were on the top. So when you go on the cable car, there's 2 stopping points. There's 1,500 and there's a restaurant there.
1,200.
Oh, 1,200. Sorry, yes. 1,200. And then there's a further 500 metres to go to 1,700. So you can wait to get onto the next cable car. And the cable cars, you were like, oh my God, they literally fly off the end. And if you go back to, and I'll link it up here, if you go back to our vlog, there is a vlog of us going up in the cable, the cable car.
You can actually go up to 1,800, so you can get that extra 100. But to go up the extra 100, you have to go in like those ski lift type things.
Yeah, not happening.
So that's something I wouldn't be doing.
No. So it's frightening because it's almost vertical. You're going up like this, but it's also really good fun. I was all right. You were quite scared for a bit, weren't you, in the cable car? But I think the good thing about that, it didn't cost a lot. I didn't feel like it cost a lot.
No,
I want to say it was like
80 lira each. So I think the exchange
£4.50
like,
or something, isn't it?
Yeah,
it was really cheap. It was cheaper than going on the London Eye. Yeah. And then you go to the restaurant and they do like nice cocktails, they do food, and the restaurant was beautiful actually, wasn't it? We didn't have actual food there. So you've got that opportunity, and you can see out as well from the restaurant the whole of like Oludeniz, and it's just mind-blowing, and you're just so high up. But let me just warn you, I felt that the air was so thin, it really made me feel weird.
It was breathless. You were getting a little bit
breathless,
weren't
yeah.
you?
It was
that
weird.
Was obviously the altitude.
So yeah, that's definitely one. But I would recommend it because it does feel safe. Now that it's new, it definitely feels safe. It's really well organised. We we were right at the end of the season though, so I don't know how busy it gets.
It was quite quiet when we were there.
It was very quiet.
But I can imagine it would get quite busy.
Yeah, but the good thing is if you did want to go and do the paragliding, you don't have to go up in that minibus because that's the thing that looked like the scariest thing.
That was the scariest because obviously you could see those roads when you were kind of going up in the cable car. And you could see how narrow they were.
And there was a drop onto the side of it.
Another car's going down and you're going up.
Yeah, no, not for me.
No, it was scary.
So those are the 2 sort of big things I think you can do. And it's really interesting because what you don't realise about Turkey is there are loads of mountains.
It's, very mountainous.
Yeah, it's all hills,
mountains.
So we went to a place called Kayakoy, and the reason you took me there was just because there was a Pancake Lady you wanted me to go to, but she wasn't there, was she? Which was because of the season ending. I think we missed.
Well, I've been going to Turkey kind of like for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And they have in Turkey, obviously they have pancakes, but it's not as you would traditionally know a pancake.
Yeah.
They're called gozlemes. So they're kind of, it's more like a very thin dough, and it's kind of like rolled out, and then it's filled with kind of like,
it was
like
delicious.
Your filling, so you can have sweet and savoury ones.
Yeah.
Like we had like a mincemeat and potato one,
which was delicious, and chocolate.
And then, so it's like
I had
like
both.
Nutella.
I was like, they were so nice.
It was really good. But there's this old lady, and she's there every year, and she's just like a traditional Turkish old lady, and she's just so lovely, and she's always sat in front of this fire, like making her pancakes. But we wanted to go get one from her, but yeah, she wasn't there.
We did go to one that was really nice.
Yeah.
But when you get off at Kayakoy, like it is almost like you're in the middle of nowhere. Like,
well, it's
little huts everywhere.
It's called the ghost town.
So you can see from there, and I'll see if I can insert a picture, but there's like the ghost town. It is on I did put it on the, you'll see it on the vlog. Yeah, and it's basically a ghost town. So what's the story of that ghost town?
So I think back in early 1900s, the Greeks used to live there, and obviously
maybe
the
before
Turkish.
Then. 1900s?
I'm sure it is.
Okay. So it's still the 20th century then?
I want to know now. Bear with.
So basically, well, no, just it doesn't matter about the date, but what happened, we can find out the date later.
Yeah, I'm sure it is early 1900s.
Okay.
But anyway, so the Greeks used to live there, and the Turkish, basically, they kicked them out. So the houses are left as
they were. And you've been up there, haven't you?
Yeah, so you can obviously walk right up to the top, and it overlooks all of Kayakoy, and you've got like all like the old church, the old school, and like all the houses, and you can actually kind of go in them. So, and it's not a lot if you actually want to go and pay to go up there. I think it was like 50p, something like that.
It's really, but it looks amazing from where you stood as well. It's like, I feel like the buildings are they've been well preserved as well. It's weird that the history is there between, because there is conflict between Turkey and Greece, or was conflict. I mean, there might still be a little bit of like conflict, but it was a much more prevalent. So I'd be interested to find out a bit more of that. But we will put the date down below, or you can just go and find out yourself. Yeah. So, pardon me. So another thing that we said we really enjoyed was the Shisha.
Yeah.
Got to try Shisha.
Yeah. So it's Shisha. It might also be known as Nargile in Turkey as well. So it's like this big kind of water pipe, and you can have all these different flavoured tobaccos in it. And
you see it in lots of different like Middle Eastern countries.
It's very prominent in kind of Arabic cultures as well.
And normally it's not tobacco as in tobacco that you would smoke. It's normally a flavoured watery type thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it has actually got tobacco in it.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, so would it have
some of them? Yeah, it would if it's tobacco. Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe some haven't got it in, but
I don't think they're allowed to if it's.
I'm sure it has got
in the
tobacco
UK.
in.
Yeah, I do think it was traditionally.
Yeah. So I don't know what we had in Turkey, whether it did or not, but you can obviously get all these different kind of flavours of it. And then obviously you smoke it kind of like through this water pipe. Like where we had it on the harbour, so it was like a really kind of nice setting to have it in. But you have got a lot of kind of like all that this traditional kind of like shisha, kind of like cafes and bars where people will go and they'll share it with friends, and yeah, it's quite a nice.
And it's nice because when you're on the harbour, because the harbour's something that's sort of the final thing. So you are on the harbour where we went. It was really nice. Where was it? In Fethiye.
So where we were sitting, so we wanted to sit like on the harbour front, and obviously smoke the shisha and kind of like taking like the views while we was having it. Was going to have something to eat. But they said if you're going to have the shisha, you need to go to the back of the cafe, and it was still nice, but obviously we didn't get like the harbour views.
No,
and that was to do with COVID restrictions. So they didn't want the police to walk past and see you smoking the shisha because they would get into trouble. I know when I was there last year, they weren't doing it full stop.
Yeah.
So obviously now they're doing it. You're probably not meant to do it, but they're doing it behind like the police's back.
I think it's because you're blowing out. So it's that having the public and stuff like that.
Maybe. I'm not too sure.
Like smoking
because I know in Turkey, smoking in public places since COVID is illegal now.
That's changed.
So you're not allowed to walk and be smoking in public. You have to be sitting down, basically.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I didn't realise that.
With COVID, or I'm not entirely too sure whether it's something to do with sharing, something obviously kind of like mixing with COVID.
Yeah, but they have different things, so they could have.
But they've always had that though.
Oh, okay. So, we don't know why, but there are definitely restrictions still in play.
Yeah.
But if you can get to do it, definitely get to do it. I don't think because they must be able to see the police like looking back, or is it just like? They're less inclined to do something because it's out of the way.
To a lot of stuff
maybe. So the final thing was the boat trip. So we and we've spoken about this before. So I think that it was really interesting to get to go see loads of parts of Turkey via the sea. Yeah. And there's a lot of water around by you. I can't remember what sea we said it was. It wasn't the Mediterranean, was it? Because that's the other side. No, I don't think it was. No, it wasn't.
Atlantic?
I can't remember.
Was it Atlantic?
I genuinely can't remember. We'll have to get a map up. I'll put it here, the map, and we'll say which sea it is on there. So as you're walking around, similar to the kiosks for the paragliding, there's lots of people trying to sell excursions, and a lot of them are boat trips because you are on the seafront. I mean, we were on a beach, so of course, but a lot of the areas of Turkey will be, so inland is mainly the mountain range, and the rest of Turkey will be on the seafront. So we had a really nice boat trip. It was 20 quid each, which isn't a lot for a whole day.
No, and
really.
It included your food as
well.
And
the food, yeah.
And drinks weren't expensive.
And
it
included the transfers for us.
To get there. But so that was a more expensive boat trip. You can pick...
See, that isn't very expensive to me.
No, it's not expensive compared to just buying a boat trip on the seafront in the UK.
Yeah.
It's not expensive at all. But you can pick them up for like £7 each in Turkey.
See, that's really
like
good.
Your lunch. But it's a different kind of boat trip, different kind of boat that you go on,
yeah.
different atmosphere. So it just depends kind of what your budget is and what you kind of want to go on.
Yeah, and they've got more party ones or more chilled out ones, but it was all day, wasn't it? And of course, the days were getting quite short at that point, so you weren't getting a lot of sun in that time. It was warm when we went, thank goodness.
It was,
but you're not getting a lot of sun in like October, not as much as you would during the summer.
When I've been obviously in August, like it's getting dark at like 9-10 o'clock
at least,
and it gets obviously bright kind of early on in the morning, like, as it does in the summer. So it was different to kind of go at that time of year because we didn't get a lot of sun. Yeah,
and I think going in the water wasn't as warm, and so there were other things, but I would definitely recommend it anyway. So if you wanted to do, because they stop at different points, you can get off. Some of them are beaches, some of them are just the open water, and you can get off and on easily. Like there are ways to get off and on, and they give you a certain amount of time in each stop, but you can just chill if you want to. Yeah, you can just stay on the boat if you want to. So it depends what you want from it, but for me it was seeing what we could see, like you're just in the middle of this beautiful calm blue water, and it just felt really nice being on a boat trip, just where the wind's in your hair.
Just relaxing.
It was very relaxing, and we were coming towards the end of our holiday. It was the day before.
It was the last day.
Yeah, so it was really nice to have something where we could just chill out after doing all the things that we've done. But I would definitely recommend it, and find one that you like and to your budget.
Yeah.
So they're the top 5 things I think that I would recommend to somebody going to that area in Turkey. There is a lot more that we can talk about, but we've got so much that we want to share with you that we'll do it in other videos.
Yeah.
So let us know if you've, 1, ever been and you've done any of those trips. 2, if you hadn't been, but now you're considering it because you've seen that we've had a good time.
Want to go.
Yeah, and what you would choose, what would be the thing that you want to do. So I personally wouldn't paraglide, but that's my choice. But the going up the mountain was just as fun for me because I got to do it at my pace.
Well, maybe next time you can kind of watch me go off the top.
No,
of the mountain.
I'm still not doing that because it was just.
You'd go up in the cable car.
No, I'm not watching you go. I'm not watching you go off a mountain. That's just insane. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us this time once again. Comment below if you've got anything to say, anything to add. Give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yep.
Bye.